Hello guys, this is me. Today I'll be making a video about the history of the earth, maybe. So over 4.7 billion years ago, the sun was born. And it started by the explosion of a hypergiant, turning into a whole bunch of gas. That gas got so big that it turned into its version of the sun. It turned into its own star, the sun. And then the gas kept on growing and growing until eventually it turned into a clump of gas. When the sun was born, there was still a huge area around the sun. There was still a huge clump of gas around the sun. And then a large amount of rocks came together, and for it to look more realistic, there's a bunch of rocks. Okay, let me make it without pausing. There's a bunch of rocks around the earth. And they crash into the earth. But the thing we didn't know about Earth is there was like too many objects. There were too many objects around the earth. So much so that all of them started to go into their own group. Eventually, they decided to go into their own group and form their own planets. These own planets, some of them collided. On Earth's view, there's a huge bunch of rock. There's 100 rocks that crash into the earth. And then the Earth realized, well, forget about that. But then the Earth realized there's a lot more rocks. Most of them wanted to crash into a new planet. They all wanted to go into their own way. So much so that all of them decided to form into a new planet. All these rocks did form a new planet. This is one of the first objects that crashed into the earth, and then Earth got hit by one of the biggest pieces of debris. It was actually an entire planet. It was even an entire planet, and then the rest of the rocks hit Earth. Very few of them went into their own way. Only two of them went their own direction. Only 2 of them went into their own direction, and then they became comets. They wanted to become their own comets. And then they realized that, and then Earth realized there was a lot more rocks. Most of them collided, really, and that was really quick. And then Earth wanted to get closer because Earth didn't want any of this shenanigans. Because Earth was tired of getting hit by lots of objects. Earth was screwed, but for some reason, it had mysteriously stopped moving. This happened because we would all know that it could form into a whole new planet. There's still a lot of collisions from the debris from the inner solar system, so much so that it decided to make its own version of a planet. Didn't so much so. There's like former debris around Earth in between this planet that we would call Theia. Asteroids went their own direction. We would understand, and the mysterious planets collided with the sun. A lot of this debris went to their own direction again. This time, they went into one direction. Theia got its larger size they actually got another planet to collide with it. There's another planet candidate that crashed into Theia. It hit. It didn't hit the planet. It didn't hit Theia so hard that it went to Earth. It even hit Earth so hard that there was 100 debris. There was around 100 comets and asteroids. There were 121 pieces of debris. There's 121 asteroids from that collision. And then the Earth actually got closer to this newly formed object. Why? It was because this would be a new object that would orbit around Earth for the eons to go, from the eons to come. or for the trillions of years to come. For the each billion years to come. Some of the asteroids wanted to go their own direction, so they became comets. All of them went their own direction. Those pieces of debris were like that are called comets. This was an unknown comet that was one of the pieces from the debris of the moon's formation, but then it crashed into the sun, like all those other comets. Okay, we have a lot of time wasted from the formation of just the Earth, and then comets kept on hitting moon. Sorry if there's ads in this video. Sorry if there's ads in this video. And then it was an entire candidate. Until these planets eventually started to cool down. The moon is actually very far away. And then the sun started to cool down from all this intense temperature. With the sun cooling, the planets actually started cooling too. And then it cooled down so much that the Earth was finally in the habitable zone. the moon and the earth started to cool down. And then lots, and I mean lots, of comets crashed into the earth. This turned the earth into a water world. I like how these actually don't heat up the earth. And then from lots and lots and lots of volcanoes, the first landforms began to form. And this video is actually this is unlike any video with no context. I made this video to be educational. This video is supposed to be educational. This one up for, in this time, in this period was like 1 billion years ago to, I don't know, like 600 million years ago. I say this is because 500 million years ago, where it was still starting to form up land, the first insects came to the world. The first insects formed. And then we would leave, and then we got to this like planet. Maybe the planet even looks like this. And how could we forget about the orbit? Oh, we can't make an orbit. Sorry if the earth is a bit blue. Is the earth blue or not? Tell me down in the comments below. Tell me in the comments below if earth is blue. I mean, okay, the earth is actually was always blue. Comment down below if the moon is blue. What is that? It's a comet. It's very, very, very far away. I don't even know why I'm going this far away from Earth. For billions of years, this comet has been flying from the Earth. It will probably go through this forever and ever and ever. This comet is extremely far away. But anyways, back to the Earth's history. And then, oh, I just realized that this planet isn't spinnable. It's actually, and then the Earth started transforming. This was like wait, let me fix this planet. That's better. And now the Earth started to develop life. And then there was human, and then there was life evolution, and then plant, and then human evolution. And then they started building cities. And then they started building cities onto Earth. He started building cities on Earth, and then eventually it started, and then eventually there was life. Eventually there was life on Earth. And now let me do this. Eventually there was a lot of life on Earth. So this is the present day. So many satellites, I know. I know there's a lot of satellites, but this is just the present day. There's a lot of satellites orbiting around Earth anyway. Like, how many satellites are orbiting around Earth? There has to be like millions. So this is Earth in the present day. I hope you liked this video and subscribe so you can get me to, instead of 100 subscribers, get me to 500 subscribers. And if you subscribe, subscribe enough, I'll make a 100 subscriber special, a 500 subscriber special. Maybe if you help me a lot, I will even make a 1,000 subscriber special, and maybe even make a 5-year special in the future. But just make sure you subscribe, comment, or like, comment, and subscribe. And subscribe. I really mean it. Subscribe so I can get to 500 subscribers. Anyways, I hope you listen to me about subscribing. How do I leave? How do I leave? Shouldn't have never done this. How do I leave? I need to leave. How do I get rid of it?